Alrighty. So welcome everyone to week 2 VGDA Spring 2016. Got a lot of cool stuff going on today. So if I can get my laptop to work, the eternal struggle. Okay, so we're almost ready to get to work. We're almost ready to get to work, but we have a few things we need to take care of first. We need to have our prospective people for the executive board come up, tell us why they're the best, and then have you vote for them if you think they are. We'll also have our prospective designers come up and pitch their game ideas to us, and then we're going to vote on that, and that's going to be the project we work on this semester. And then you're going to meet your team. There are basically kind of 5 categories to fall into here. There's sound, art, design, technical, and administration. If any of those teams sound interesting to you, split up there. If you have no idea what sounds interesting to you, you don't know what the teams are necessarily, come to us when we're splitting up into teams, and we'll put you in the right place. Cool. So I'll be going over the executive board candidates. Where's the thing? I don't know how to make that work, so that's fine. On the next slide, I'll be going over the positions that are going to be being run for, so that you have a clear idea about what they're supposed to do in the position. But everyone who's running for their positions has about 2.5 minutes to, show why they're the best. So we have our VP of Development on the executive board, whose job is to interface with the development leads and make sure that deadlines are being met, that the development process is running as smoothly as possible. And basically, they're kind of like one of our producer people who make sure that the game gets done well, gets done on time. We have our art, sound, design, and technical leads. All of those are up for election and/or re-election this semester. These people who are running all of the development teams, they're going to be working with our developers, and they're going to be figuring out what needs to get done for the game to be finished. They're going to be breaking that down into smaller tasks. They're going to be assigning those tasks. Yeah, get out of here, Jamie. They're going to be breaking those up into tasks and then making sure that those tasks get finished by team. We also have someone running for VP of Finance, someone who charts out our budget, maintains our account, and helps us come up with fundraising ideas. There is one position that's not being technically run for at the moment. That's a VP of Outreach and Marketing. We don't have anyone who volunteered who could make it to like the whole exec meeting. We do have a former executive who's been with us for a really long time, who's willing to step and handle that position, but we would like to offer it again to anyone who maybe was a little bit shy, like coming up here and, telling people that you're the best is kind of a hard thing to ask people to do. But it is a really great opportunity. All of these executive positions are really great opportunities for people to network and learn more about the club, learn our mission, what we're about, and to really get to know everyone. Also, since you're going to be the VP of Outreach, you're going to be our networking kind of face. So you're going to be going out to events if possible, coming up with our advertisement strategies, things like that. And so since networking is so important, this is a job where it's your job to network for both yourself and the club as much as possible. If you have any questions, come at the end of the meeting, please. Also, you can email me at president.vga@gmail.com. Talk straight to the big boss. All right. So, without further ado, we're going to have our elections happening. First, we have Ellen Wong, who's running for VP of Finance. Okay, so come on down. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Ellen Wong, and I've been with VGDA for 2 years. As of right now, I don't have a rival who's going for a position, but I'll tell you about my future plans for the club and fundraising plans and so forth. So I know that's been a big deal how we're not getting profit from the game. However, if we can't get game profit from it directly, we can always gain it from it indirectly. For example, we could hold fundraisers, which involves the game, having like attendance fee and stuff. That could be put in profit into like because websites cost money for our site, and by having that profit, it could greatly benefit the club. And a few years ago, when I was here at the club, we had a children's hospital fundraiser, and that really worked well. And I was thinking if we could implement that into our club, we could profit and benefit from the club greatly. And that's it.
All right, thank you. Next we have Cameron going up for sound lead.
Hi, I'm Cameron Johnson, as it says up there. I'm running for sound lead, and I'm the only guy, so yay. I really want to push forward the idea of adaptive sound into this game. I think it's because every big game is doing it now, so I think it's a good thing for both VGDA and the sound team to get accompanied with this idea, so that they can apply it if they move on to the professional realm. So yeah, thanks.
All right. So the only position we have where we have a competition is for art lead. First up for that is Haley Kaczynski.
Hi guys, I'm Haley. I've been in the club for 1 semester, but I worked as sub-lead for Parasomnia, and I was, sub-lead and core developer for Parasomnia. And what I'd really like to do for the art team in the upcoming semester is to be able to give and facilitate everyone to get to get the skills they need, that you guys need, that we all need to go out into a professional arena and be able to navigate easily, to communicate well with others, to have portfolio pieces for our work, stuff for our resumes. I really want to focus on feedback and improvement this semester. As far as my credentials go, I've acted as a senator for the Hillside Building F in spring of 2015, and I've been to a couple leadership conferences back in the day. And I've also had skills as a leader, as a Girl Scout. I've organized events and I've helped bring people together. So, all right, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. All right. This is Jimmy for art lead.
Hello, my name is Jimmy, and a lot of you guys know me for, you guys know me for a while now. I've been animation lead for 2 past semesters and art sub lead for Parasomnia, also core developer. Sure, everybody likes to talk about our achievements, these past few years, but who doesn't, right? I mean, we're a small startup, community here, and I feel like what we've achieved so far is beyond what we had expected way earlier in the process. But nobody wants to talk about our problems in art, and I'm going to go Bernie Sanders on you. Alright, so art is the area that is the most backed up in terms of completion during the concluding weeks of production. We're the most productive during the beginning, least productive at the end, but we really need the manpower, and we lose sight of the style and aesthetic of the game easily. People drop out due to vague scheduling of deadlines, unavailability, and lack of technical skill. I'm going to change this, and the way I'm going to achieve change is by analyzing 3 things. Okay, so talent. The first is talent. At some point or another, we realize either through critique or by comparison to others that we are better at what we do. And I've got talent. You all got talent. And it is known. It's why we're here. I'm just big enough of an asshole to actually say it. Those that say talent does not exist are those that can afford to say it. We that dabble in art know this stuff. However, talent is not a latent additive boost to the general scope of your knowledge in the field. Talent is a multiplier to the amount of work you're willing to put in. For example, a talent multiplier of 1.5 meshed with 2 hours worth of work yields 3 hours of experience. From my personal experience, people range from a multiplier 1 to 2. Those with no talent at all are assigned a base of 1, and those with excessive talent are blessed with the opportunity to have their experience doubled. This does not mean that someone with no talent can't be. What matters is the effort you put in. Even more important is the consistency in which you produce your work. Let's say you're a genius and you have a talent multiplier of 2. Do an hour's worth of work and rest for another. The person with the 1.1 talent multiplier will still have you beat in 2 hours worth of work. You can only get out of this club what you put in, and the more consistent you are with the process of creating, the easier it becomes to learn, and that's exactly what I'm asking of the art members. In community college, I put both my talents and my effort to get to where I am, and when I first transferred here to Cal State Long Beach, I thought I would be challenged. I wasn't. So I went looking for trouble, and found VGDA. And to be honest, I still wasn't very challenged in terms of talent or effort. But then I realized what I've been missing all along. The challenge, the real challenge, is that the field I want to get into is about neither talent nor effort. It's about teamwork. And with teamwork, we're able to make connections, do more work than we physically can as individuals, and grow at an accelerated rate. Jimmy. Sorry. What we really need to do is to get good art in game is to reach a mutual understanding and get the entire art team working creatively, consistently, and collectively till the very end. To do that, I'm willing to sacrifice my own contribution to the art this semester to facilitate your workflow. That doesn't mean that I won't be contributing in other ways, such as creating the design doc. But to make a long story short, I would like to make a great and cohesive art style. And someone with an understanding of how talent, effort, and teamwork come together and experience in multiple relatively successful titles created within the club needs to watch over the process. I'll be creating workshops throughout the entire semester, and I will be scheduling very important deadlines, and they will be clear and concise. And I may be a hard ass, but it's only because I believe in people who seek to better themselves. So let's push the envelope and see how legit we can be. Thank you.
Oh yeah, you. Josh Checker, VP Development.
Alright. Alright guys, so my name's Josh. A lot of you already know me. I was the technical lead for the past 2 semesters. Start off with, it doesn't really matter if you want me or not, because I'm the only one running, so we all deal with it. But I actually think I do a good job with this. The whole point is VP of Development handles kind of communication between all the different teams, and that's something that we've done better and better every semester, but I think we can get even better than we already have been at it. So I'm going to be doing my best to run around, get as much information from each team as possible, and make sure that everyone is still within the loop of the other teams, so that there's none of that loss of communication like we had before, where one team's working on something and the other team isn't aware of it. So hopefully we can get that working as best as possible. And this is completely unrelated, but if you haven't already downloaded the games we made the last 2 semesters, please do. Because the more downloads we get, the better it makes us look. Alright, thanks guys.
Michael Zatlin was the only person who wanted to take on the responsibility of a technical team lead. He actually can only be here for the second half of meetings. Now, for the first half of meetings, that tends to work out. That's something that we've had happen before in previous semesters. And for the first half of meetings, I'm usually just boring everyone. So he comes in the last half and gets everyone on track as far as work goes. Josh has also volunteered to help make that whole process run smoothly. So, so that's how the technical team is going to be run this semester. And last we have Emily Welder for design lead.
Hi, I'm Emily. If you've been in the club before, you probably recognize me. I've been here gesticulating wildly for about 3 semesters now. As other people have said, I'm the only one running, so you really have a choice, but I have been design lead for the past 2 semesters, led the design team, content team then, but led the design team through the completion of Waxdera, led the design team through the completion of Parasomnia, will lead the design team through the completion of whatever our game ends up being, have learned a ton through the past 2 semesters, and continue to take those lessons and that experience forward into our next game. So, yeah. You guys around.
Nathan, president, hi. Everyone else got to say stuff. All right, so like I said, there's several categories of a VGDA member. We have people. Generally, it's split up into development and administration. However, there is a third category: people who come in, hang out. They don't necessarily do any work, but they do have the wonderful privilege of coming in and watching us get more and more stressed as the semester wears on. So, if that's what you're about, if you want to learn from a distance, that's totally fine. Just like, let us know if that's what you want, because we have this opportunity of being like, you're here, follow me. And it's like, if that's not what you want to do, people end up not doing it, and then that's fine. We just kind of get a little over enthusiastic. But for people who do want to be putting in a lot of work over the next months or so, there's basically a development team, people who work on the game. There's programming, technical team, art team, sound team, and the writing design team. On the administration side, those people who are working with finances, marketing, outreach, presidenting, administration, all that good stuff. If you want to work more on that side, like Sanko's been helping us out with our website, and that's been super useful. If you want to work with stuff that's maybe less related to video game development directly, but is related to making that whole process work better, please let us know. We always need more people. If you don't know where you belong, again, you can come up here, talk to us, or email us at contact.vgda@gmail.com. Okay, so, right. Yeah, that whole voting thing. We don't have fancy voting papers this semester. I'm sorry, but hey, it was your job. No, he was booing himself. You just pull us the paper again. Since there's only Haley and Jimmy. The prospective parties to vote for. Although I guess if you really don't like someone, you can be like, oh God, not Nathan again. Never, please. So we'll take a few minutes, do that, and then we'll collect them from you, and then we'll count that up while we're,
Director of operations, I basically do events and stuff for you guys. There is a fundraiser I planned for 2 weeks forward, so it's actually on the 18th of February, so I'm going to have flyers up here. Basically, you can go anytime you want. It's from their opening hours from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., so you guys can even go after the meeting next week. You can all go in a group and go support us. 20% comes back to us, so come back and support us. So, I'll have flyers here. Come talk to me if you have any questions. Cool. See you guys there. Bye.
Is this going to be Facebook official?
Yeah, it's going on Facebook. They're going to be Pizza Rev. It's at Pizza Rev, where you build your own pizza. They're actually going to promote it on their Facebook as well, and I'll be promoting it within the next couple days. So, thanks, guys.
You're gonna fight!
I honestly have no idea how to handle this again.
No items of boxes
Okay, so we'll come up with some bullshit. we'll figure out what to do.
You're supposed to do a recount, so we can wait for.
If you want to recount, I will recount it. Here, I got this.
I need someone who's
You can handle something else.
We'll figure out what to do with the art lead while we're doing the game pitches. All right?
Can I forward a possible idea?
What's that?
What if just the art team goes? We're the one who gets affected by it.
That's true.
We'll take that under consideration as an idea.
We'll deliberate as needed.
Yeah. We'll deliberate as needed. Okay, cool. So, all right. So, I guess we'll split up into our development teams now while we're getting the game pitches up and running. Let's see here. Sound in the back center.
Hi.
Yeah. I know, right? Technical on that side. Design on this side. Art. Are you all right here? Okay, who's going to be on the design team?
Okay.
Okay, art team over there, design team on the side. Sanka, your shit in yet? Where you at, Sanka? Sanka, yeah? Yes, in? Did you email the presentation to us yet?
They're happening right now.
Happening right now. I like it. Live. It's a Sunday Super Slam. All right, cool. So, yeah. First up is Riley Vernon's Run Shambo.
Can I use?
It's shit.
Can I just hit spacebar?
I think. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool. Oh, actually, you know what? I lied. Real quick.
Okay.
Oh, does that work? No, that doesn't work. Okay, just a few notes on the game pitches and listening to them. Yeah, you can hang up here. Hang out here. Don't worry about it. Okay, so people you're about to hear from, I spent a good chunk of time over the last 2 weeks working with the executive board to make sure that their pitches are as good as possible. Everyone's going to have 5 minutes. 5 minutes exactly. We will cut you off if it's over 5 minutes to sell your view on their game idea. You are the primary stakeholders in this endeavor, so make sure you're listening courteously to the game pitches. Causing distractions can throw off people's pitch, which will make other people judge the pitches unfairly, or can. Think not only about the games that you like to play, but what types of games you might like to learn about more and working on. Try to imagine the potential that these games have, not just as they are, but also what we could make out of them. These pitches are more of a framework that, or like guidelines than an absolute rules for us to follow. And that's our polite way of saying to those of you pitching games, they will get eviscerated and turned into something that you might not expect. But yeah, cool. Oh god, I think I closed yours. Well, no guarantees there. Yeah, cool. So I totally
I can sit down and you want to just go to the next person.
should be able to get this up in just a second. Because it will slow us down.
Okay.
Sorry, I accidentally closed this game pitch, so you know. Should be ready in like an hour.
See if I can get to share anything. I'm already kicked off.
Yeah, no, your 5 minutes is up, but get out. Yeah, this is his game pitch.
The idea is nothing. The game is.
If I hear the Jeopardy song get any louder, the John Cena song can be as loud as you want. But no, I'm joking. You're a bunch of sick people out there. My laptop has 1.3 gigahertz in it. The average netbook has 1.6. So yeah, buckle up. All right, cool. Here we are. Run Shambo. All right, Vernon. Thank you very much.
Alright, so, hi everyone, my name is Riley, and Run Shambo is the concept that I have come up with. Essentially, for the game summary, you're armed with 3 different weapons, and you must time your jumps and use the correct weapons in order to get past enemies, obstacles, and hazards in order to make your way through each level to get to the end before time runs out. So, to kind of break down step by step, the genre is more fantasy. Envisioning, I have more of kind of like a Viking or medieval feel to it, with those kind of enemies that you come across. And so, to break down the game mode, it's a time trial linear story. Basically, you have to get to the end of each level before time runs out, and you have to time your attacks correctly in order to avoid slowing down. You earn points the faster and faster you move, and the more combos you get. And at the end of the level, they tally up your points, you're awarded medals, and you can only progress if you earn a certain set of medals in order to unlock next stages. So, the core narrative. This is pretty much what I came up with, but it's a classic tale of, the rise of a hero seeking revenge. So, essentially, you return on a voyage, you find your hometown burnt to the ground, you rush home only to find it plundered, burnt to the ground, and your family missing. Gearing yourself with only 3 weapons you could find, you begin your quest to chase down the group responsible who took your loved ones. Make haste, or you may never see them again. Alright, so to break down the 3 main points of this game, the core gameplay mechanics is a very fast-paced, endless runner with a twitch timing, rock, paper, scissors combat. I'll go into the combat in a little bit. The replayability is another key aspect of this game, in which you have to run through stages again and again in order to get the best time, in order to earn the most amount of medals, in order to unlock future levels that require more medals. And it's extremely intense, fast-paced. You continuously gain speed and points, multipliers as players successfully avoid obstacles and kill enemies with the right attacks. So, with the gameplay summary, like I said before, it's a fast-paced runner. So, for a standard level, you spawn at the start and the clock immediately starts ticking down, and as you run obstacles and pits, such as like in your typical 2D side-scrolling platformers approach, you have to, of course, use jump in order to get around these. You earn points, and you keep moving, otherwise you risk slowing down, wasting time, and or dying. And so combat, this is the main part of this, in which as you're approaching enemies, you encounter a system of essentially rock, paper, scissors. You are equipped with an axe, a flail, and a hammer. One counters the other, such as, well, like rock, paper, scissors, and you must choose the right attack in order to get past that enemy otherwise you risk some consequences. So, say you're using a hammer against an axe-wielding enemy. You kill them, and you gain points, and you continue moving forward. However, if you choose the same weapon as that enemy, you don't take damage, but you slow down. And if you choose the wrong type of weapon, well, you take damage and you slow down, wasting your valuable time trying to get through the level. So, the core experience. It gives players a sense of an intense, fast-paced action, and you have to make those correct decisions in order to avoid being severely punished. And so, for similar styles of games that you could probably relate to give you more of a good idea, Rayman Legends, Super Meat Boy, those are very intense 2D platformers in which you're constantly moving. And then for more of the combat style, in which you're using quick time buttons, similar to like Guitar Hero, where you have to time the attack correctly with the correct button, otherwise you'll be penalized. And the same goes for like Temple Run. And then this is it's a really great concept for, it gives everyone working on this team something to really develop. Programmers, it only requires some basic functions like left, right, jump, attack. Artists, it gives plenty of opportunities for creating unique looking levels and other art assets. Designers, they get to make everything from simple stages to complex hair-pulling levels. Writers, with a simple gameplay like this, it gives the base for a really in-depth story that you can go into. And audio technicians, you get plenty of opportunity to design high-action soundtracks along with some unique combat sounds. And so this is just a general list of the mechanics, not too much put into it. You get your up, down, left, right to move, you get your jump, and you get your 3 basic attacks. Very simple. I want to say it's pretty straightforward as the name of the game, and so I really hope you consider Run Shambo. Thank you.
All right. So next up, we've got The Last Human. No, it's not the title. What's the title?
The Last Human.
What? I said The Last Human.
I know, but that's not the title.
It's not even your pitch, man. All right, Bill. Where you at? There we go. Dressed up and everything. Look at this man. All right, I'm gonna go over here.
Oh, Nathan, can you use my phone for timing too?
What? Oh yeah, you can do that if you want.
Thank you. Okay. Wait, give me a... Alright, so hello everyone. My name is Bill, and the game I'm about to pitch you guys is called Last Human. So let's get started. Alright, so the hook. In a world where technology becomes sentinel, where everything, computers to smartphones to projectors, printers, they come to life and they start attacking everyone, basically humans. For some unexplained reasons, they start floating in flocks called floaters. So you are the last human whose intent is to salvage what humanity has left and try to destroy the first AI which have created and turning technological device into destroying army. So the genre of this is more of a sci-fi side-scrolling action platformer. Okay. So why the Last Human is set apart? So I have thought about this. I have decided to make all platforms all enemies, and platforms are your enemies. So there's no ideas for it. And question of the day: what does it mean to be human, and where will society's dependency on technology lead us to, and the game is more of a retro throwback to the 90s. So I thought of Metal Slug, Super Mario World, slap that, you got the game. So the gameplay is you start from beginning and you try to get to the end. The enemies float, move, and fire projectiles in simple, observable patterns, allowing the players a deeper level of strategy. So players can see certain patterns and be able to overcome it. And the next one is player movement. Bit simple, basic, get to the point, left, right, jump over enemies. And the death mechanics would be if players are collided with the enemy, which is not neutralized. So saying that the enemy is here, you're right there, you collide, you die. So like I said before, all platforms are enemies and all enemies are your platform. So you start off with a gun, with a neutralizing gun, where you will use that gun to shoot the enemy and make it into your platform, which you will use it for your advantage to get to the other side. And if the enemy is neutralized, and if you touch the enemy, you will not die. So here's some of the mechanics. Pretty simple, so you can just imagine you playing it. And another one, this is for the player's offenses, which is shooting stuff. So the core experience, levels of obstacles apply pressure on the player. Player overcomes obstacles, characteristics, empowerment, and so on. Although gameplay is firmly rooted in power fantasy, question asked by the narrative at a level of solemnity to the experience, games have succeeded in this tonal blend before, which is, I thought, Bioshock. So what makes the game interesting to all the teams in here? Our team, so pixel arts, has been popular in recent years. Our team has opportunities to draw whatever they feel like. So yeah. What writers? Here's the questions of the day for you guys, if you guys want to answer it. What does it mean to be human? What dependency on technology leads us? And artificial intelligence is sentinel. Can you turn it off? If you turn it off, would it be considered murder? Designers. Opportunities to study the method of vintage platformer designers of past, why their games work, and how apply their methods to our own designs. So, question you can think: what separates a fantastic feeling of jump from a junky feeling, and what does the camera follow? Does the camera follow the player, or does it not? Okay, so programmers. So you guys can think of whatever patterns you guys can think of. Audio technician, you have the opportunity to have whatever sound, music you want to love, any retro sounds to make it more good. Level design, that's pretty good. And any suggestions? The boss battle. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys vote for my games, and thank you very much.
Who has not gone is Haley and Sanka. I don't see Haley around. They're probably working something out. Sanka, you were the lucky man of the day.
Haley's right here.
Oh, hi, Haley. Sanka, you're still the lucky. I mean, have you sent it, man?
I kind of can't. But I can log into my student.
Okay, Haley, you're the lucky lady of the day then. Okay. Let's figure this out. Okay. I've never touched this computer before. It's so nice. Actually breaking. I dodge you.
Yeah, unless it's on.
Unless it's on. I don't mind Jeopardy music. That's Nathan's thing.
2 taps to the right. That's the right way.
Oh my.
Right there.
Okay, thank you, person to my left. Damn it. That's pretty good.
Do we have like a projector screen that comes down at all?
Do we have a projector screen that
comes down?
Yeah, a little bit of glare from the projector.
Oh!
Can we do that, please?
I don't know how that would work. So
There should be a button on the console on the computer.
Can I just go?
very good.
Okay.
All right. And we're rolling.
Okay, so this is my game pitch, Adagio. Adagio is a story about a monk and music. Concept art courtesy of yours truly. The basic idea is the monk, played by the player, has been tasked with finding the lost instrument of an ancient guardian. The player must listen closely to the sounds of the lost instrument to navigate the monk through a maze-like cave. Adagio is a fantasy puzzle platformer suitable for all ages. So the basic mechanics, and don't get scared by that big old maze down there, that's just something I found online to explain it well enough. The basic mechanics are left, right, jump, fall, and an activation control. So the maze that the monk navigates is procedurally generated. Small musical puzzles are scattered throughout the maze, blocking paths. And the goal of the game is to listen to the sound of the lost instrument. It's going to be playing music throughout the maze. And as you get closer to the instrument, it'll sound louder. And if you go away from the path, it'll sound quieter. I wanted to stress that there were no time limits to keep the game stress-free and sort of meditative and relaxing. One of the example puzzles hidden throughout the maze is two stoned windpipes sounding out one continuous note each. One windpipe is playing a harmonious or correct note, and one windpipe is playing a discordant or incorrect note. The player must toggle a button on each windpipe to try and get them both to be in harmony with the music of the lost instrument that they're hearing. And when they solve this puzzle, it's probably going to open up an obstacle that's been blocking the maze or the path that the monk should go in. So the core game experience is explorative, monumental, meditative, magical, and reflective. I want it to be slow-paced but not boring. I want it to be interesting in an emotional sense. Oh, shoot. So some inspirations for this are some of my favorite games, Journey, Abzu, and Monument Valley, which are all really focused on a experience that really pulls the player in and makes them kind of forget about everything else. So what makes Adagio interesting, as I've mentioned, the pace. The player has to take time to stop and listen and use that to navigate their way through the maze. Art, there's a lot to play with, and a simple minimalist style for the character will make the animation go smoothly. And detailing of the cave background for the maze will provide a lot of fun stuff to work with. For tech, procedural maze generation and figuring out how to increase the volume of sound within the maze. For design, there's puzzle mechanics, figuring out difficulty settings, which I left that really open-ended so everybody on the design team can have some fun with that. And for writing, there's opportunity to explore narrative without giant walls of text and objects within this cave setting to convey a narrative, which could be like carvings that have been slightly worn away or remnants of an ancient civilization, stuff like that. And sound, obviously, sound is integral to the game, so this provides an opportunity for sound to really be a key element in developing this game. And the whole process is going to encourage a lot of communications between teams. Is it not gonna, oh shoot. And one last picture, courtesy of me. Are there any questions?
Is this a top-down game?
No, it's a side-scrolling, so the maze is going to be sort of jumping on top of platforms and moving through.
Are there going to be enemies?
No, I wasn't planning on enemies. I think it's really interesting to have a non-violent game because it's something that's a bit of a rarity in the industry these days.
Last question.
My main concern, I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
My main concern is, with a lot of games that focus around sound, you typically, as a player, you find it hard to find, say you go in one direction, the sound seems to get louder, but then if you go in another direction, it seems to remain the same, so you don't know if you're going the right way. Do you have any, how will that factor into your platforming, ideas?
I think as a last resort would probably be using a visual ping on which path to go, though that might defeat the purpose. But I think it'd be...
What about a volume bar?
Huh?
Like a volume bar that shows you how loud it is, so you don't have to listen.
That's a really good idea.
I mean, I think that also kind of comes with content team that would kind of help work that out. To show maybe in conjunction with art team, to show a visual progression in not just on the sound getting louder, but there's maybe the ruins get less and less worn away because people have less ventured farther into the cavern.
It's not designing games.
No, but they're really good ideas.
But
I
that
really
is something
appreciate
that
it.
we've discussed in working with the pitch, and that would be one of the challenges with that.
All right, thank you very much. All right, so update on the art lead thing. So we're going to recount, make sure that there was no bad math done, and in the case that it's that it comes back a tie, we'll let the art team vote and be the tiebreaker. So if there's another tie, I don't know. Smash. So it was Smash. Do you have a VGA port on there? No?
Can I just log into my
All right. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have our last pitch of the game. I hope you've been enjoying them. Last pitch of the day, I mean. Last pitch of the day. Hope you've been enjoying them. This is Sanka's Gravity Maze.
Alright, so you guys heard it. My name is Sanka, and the pitch I'm doing is Gravity Maze. Okay, okay. Sorry. Okay, so the it's like a little delayed. Alright, so the concept is, okay, so you guys think about like a maze, right?
Yes.
Alright, you got that? Okay, now think of a character, like a ball, like you put it inside the maze. But, so the catch is you don't control the character to move throughout the maze, right? You move the maze to control the character movement.
Yeah.
So what you do is you tilt or rotate the maze so it kind of falls throughout the maze from point A to point B. And yeah.
I'm sorry, Sanka.
There's like a missing key right here. It's like, so some of the concepts I provided is like this one's the bridge game and the other one's the monkey ball. In those games, you move the environment to let your character move throughout the maze. So, yeah. for the core experience that I want to achieve with this game is it's supposed to be like a chill, casual, relaxing game. And it's supposed to be low pace and low tension as compared to the last two games that VGDA has gone through. Last Era and Parasomnia was more like high tension, more like it builds up, kind of scares you. But this one's kind of just like chill, like relax. And it's gonna be fun and it'll be rewarding for like if you get a mastery of the controls and through the puzzle solving as well. So I came up with some suggested stories to like work off of. You can choose them or you can come up with our own. So I have 3 stories, 1, 2, and 3, Dewey, Happy, and Puffy. The first one, Dewey, is a space alien goop thing. He's in outer space right next to Earth. So he's studying life forms on Earth. And one day he wasn't paying attention, asteroid hits his spaceship and it like flies towards Earth. It breaks apart into millions of pieces, scatters them across the world, and so now he has to find a way to salvage his missing spaceship and assemble it together so he can go back into space and study the life on Earth again. But so throughout this journey, so you have a bunch of mazes that takes you through different parts of the world, and when you in each maze you'll like collect like a piece of his ship. So you like rotate the maze and get into the maze, and like on his way there he'll encounter some harmless and harmful enemies. Some of them will help him on the way, and some of them will kind of like block him on the way. And for Happy, he's a pathogen, and his goal is to infect the host. So in each maze, he'll want to like go through the maze and infect a vital organ. And the third story I suggest is Puffy, and he's like a puff of cloud. The story behind that is like he got lost from his family pack of clouds, right? And now he's trying to find his way back home. So for GUI, the emphasis on that one is getting to the end of the maze and a collection system where he collects pieces of his spaceship. For the second story I suggested, the pathogen, right? It's more racing to the end, but instead of collection, it's destruction. He can also like consume cells, and there's like white blood cells to like try to kill him too. So it's more destruction. And for my third story, the Puff of Cloud, right? So it's also racing to the end, right? But in this one, he's kind of invading some of the enemies as he goes through it. So when some of the gameplay mechanics are free fall, slide, stick, and a special ability. Free fall is like you rotate the maze and it kind of just falls through the maze and it accelerates just like gravity does. Slide is when you're on the side of the wall and it slows you down. Stick is when you just stick to a wall in place. And they each have special abilities. Gooey is indestructible, and some enemies can break him into many pieces and he can recollect them together. Happy can consume other cells and like expand and duplicate himself to like block the white blood cells. And Puppy, he can like kind of dodge, invade, for you got time to dodge through enemies. And something interesting to work on. There's something interesting to work on for each of the teams.
All right, Sandra. Sorry about that. All right. Thank you very much for your game pitch. Alrighty. So now we're gonna do some voting for these games. Let's see. And I'll bring up a list of the game pitches in just a second. Those of you who are signing up for the administration teams, thank you very much. We're going to be emailing you because that tends to be a little bit more like a unique one-on-one basis. However, you know what? Is it right here?
Yes.
After everyone's done using their visual aids.
Wait, was that simple? Now we press that button specifically?
Man, it is a lot of pressure pressing buttons. Okay, press is in the name. All right. So so this is what your development leads are going to need from you in order for you to get started on development. So if you're on the sound team, we need you to sign up, make a login for Trello, and then send an email to sound.vgda@gmail.com, giving an email with the username and the email that you signed up for Trello with. For design, you need to sign up for Trello, Skype, and Gmail if you're not on there already, and then send Emily at content.vga@gmail.com an email with all that info. Yeah. And you're going to be using Google Docs a lot, or so I hear. For tech team, you need to sign up for Trello. You need to install GitHub and sign up for it. And then, you guessed it, email technical team at technical.vgda@gmail.com and email them all that info regarding usernames. Speaking of technical team, Michael Zatlin, who's going to be kind of your main tech lead, is here. He's gracious with his presence. Yeah, raise your hand. Yeah. Been with us since the beginning, so pretty excited to have him on as lead. And then for the art team, you need to sign up for Trello, and you need to sign up for Pinterest, and then send an email with your Pinterest account, your Trello email, and username to art.vgda@gmail.com. Okay? art.vgda@gmail.com. We have a very complex naming convention here, as you can see. All right. You should see our passwords. Awful. All right. We also have Kate Edwards coming in next week. Now, Kate Edwards, I mentioned her briefly last week. Kate Edwards is a really big deal. She is flying down from Seattle to talk to us. She runs the biggest game developer association in the world. She graduated from Cal State Long Beach with a geography degree. It makes sense. It makes sense. Level design. Not quite. She used that degree to become Microsoft's principal geopolitical analyst for a very long time, and took those skills and into making a company of her own, and then transferred into the IGDA. Yeah, they stole her name. They're IGDA. They're cool. Anyway, she, went to be on the board of directors of the International Game Developers Association, and now she is the executive director of it. And she's going to be talking to us about what it's like in the industry, and she's also going to be talking to us about the necessity of diversity in the game industry. And to that end, we've invited a lot of groups on campus that are trying to get more women into various tech industries to come and join us. So, should be a full house next week. We're really excited about it. What's up?
When is she coming in during the meeting? Is it like...
So the way that next Thursday is going to work, it's going to be timing's a little bit weird, because, week 3 is usually our first, normal meeting, where we have our team leaders present and all that stuff. It's going to be that. We're going to have our scrums. We're going to show you how to do scrums. We're going to do all that, except we have to do it in a much shorter window of time. So, for the first hour and 20 minutes about. It's going to be our normal meeting. I'm going to talk. I'm going to bore everyone. Your team leads are going to talk to you about the strategy for taking on whatever game wins. I almost said Persephone. Getting old. So the team leads are going to talk about the strategy that they have for taking on the tasks in the upcoming semester, and they're going to go over like the tools that you use, the work that we've done in the last week, and then we're going to do our scrums. Now, scrums are part of the production methodology we use. I'll be getting more into that next week, but do feel free to look up what a scrum is over the course of the week if you can, if you have the chance. And also, we'll be going over that at our Friday Dev Jam tomorrow, which is going to be super important. Oh, okay. Going to be super valuable to get to tomorrow if you can. And there's info for that on our Facebook page. So I got super distracted. Where was I? Schedule. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so we'll do our scrums, and that's going to be really cool because she's going to get a chance to see how we work and show us how we're doing things wrong, and give us some critique on that. And then she's going to talk to us about the industry, and then there'll be a QA session after. We do have the room until 6:45. We do anticipate things running a little bit long. So, yeah. Also, normally we do take our speakers out to dinner so we can, get some more networking time and stuff like that. She won't be able to do that for those of you who have been with us in the past and who know the drill. So yeah, cool. All right. So, what is it, Josh?
Oh,
No pressure.
adoption.
All right.
Whoever voted for hand-shaped turkey.
Ah, we got a wise guy in here. All right. Well, congratulations, Haley. Thank you very much for that wonderful pitch. I think it did for a lot of us. We're really excited to work on this thing. All right, cool. What's up? Okay, no, just a lot of paper. Yeah. Fuck you, trees. All right. So next week. I used last semester's slide. I'm sorry. It's a lot very similar. We won't be meeting in LA2 109 from 4 to 6. Not as usual. We'll be here from 4 to 6 as usual. Maybe 4 to 6:45 even. We'll be going over our production methodology. Now that's a big fancy way of us saying this is how we get stuff done. We'll be doing a walkthrough of our website. We'll be doing a walkthrough of our Trello system. Trello is a task management software that we use. Basically, it's a way of making sure that work's getting done and making sure that all the work is in one place that we can get to easily, and making sure that communication remains as there was a fancy word for that I forgot. Making sure the communication runs as smoothly as possible. Also, we're going to be going over our recognition system. The team leads are going to be presenting, again, their strategy for the upcoming semester. We're going to be scrumming. We're going to be doing task allocation. And we're going to be meeting and listening to Kate Edwards. In the meantime, though, make sure that you stay in contact with your lead. We will be giving out kind of general tasks. Most of it's going to be checking in, but our team's going to be doing Pinterest. Tech team's going to be making sure to get checked in on GitHub. Design team's going to be talking about Mass Effect.
That's too soon.
Done with that? But Andromeda though. But Andromeda though.
Nothing to talk about yet.
Yeah. In the meantime. See? All right. So in the meantime, make sure that you sign up for Beach Sync. Again, that's how the school decides to give us money or not. And sign up for Facebook and Trello. Those links still work. That's our Trello page. You won't have access to it until your team lead gives you access to it. And then our website is VGDA. .NET. In order to get to the forums, that's going to be kind of the primary thing that we're using it for, as far as development is concerned. You can't get into the forums initially, it's to keep out, spammers and stuff. It works sometimes. You have to be invited to the forums, so sign up, give us send us an email that has something similar to your name so that we can kind of identify who is giving their insightful opinion. We've had some sign-ups already that have been following the instructions. Super grateful to that. Thank you very much to those of you who already signed up. And then stuff that we've already gone over other than questions, comments, feedback. Peter. Oh, that important thing. Like we talked about last week, we are going to be starting the system of dues. The reason being that we've reached this size where we need to start getting tools that aren't necessarily free in order to run the club. Also, the website's not free to run. Marketing is not free to do. And getting the word out about the wonderful experience that is VGDA. Not free. It's been coming out of our pockets up until now. And I'm about 1,000 in. I'd like to cap it at about $1,000 for my time here. So we're going to be asking for $10 a semester, and which I really hope that's not much for everyone. But there's a lot of people here. There's about, I think, 80 people here today, and that's $800. That can get us some tools, and that can let us start investing money to eventually start making even more money. So and the way we're going to handle this is people who are on the administration team and people who are on the development team are required to pay those dues. If you want to be fully involved in the experience of VGDA, which is coming in, actually doing work, that's going to get you a game credit, that's going to contribute to this massive organization. You need to pay us to let you work for us. It's a little weird, but we're all going to be doing it, and we're all going to be kind of sharing this experience, sharing this workload, and the tools that we're going to be getting with this money are really just to make all of that easier and make it so that so that eventually we can just keep on making bigger and better games. So starting next week, please have $10 to bring to us. Ellen, our finance lady, will be taking your money away from you. And if you can't afford $10 between now and then, I know rent was up for a lot of us. I'm hurting, but if you can't pay it right away, that's fine. We do understand. We just ask that you send us an email at finance.vgda@gmail.com. Send us an email explaining what the situation is as far as payment goes, and we will work with you. We will work really hard with you because yes, we like money, but what we really like is we really want everyone to be involved in this experience if they can. So if it has to be like thing, it's like, hey, I don't have $10 right now, but I can do it next week. That's great. We will assign you work and all that stuff, all that good stuff. And we just ask that whatever agreement we come to, that you adhere to that. Did I cover everything, guys? We spent a lot of time trying to make this not seem like just a money grabbing strategy, so I might have forgotten a few things. Yeah.
Are we gonna do that now? The bank?
You can pay now if you'd like.
Okay.
I will be. Actually, you know what? Okay, yes, but we need to come up with a paper for it or something. You know what? Actually, until we have some official document, let's hold off on that. Okay? Because I need to figure out what that document's going to look like. Make sure that no one feels that they're getting ripped off or anything.
Next week.
Yeah. So dext week, definitely have it. And if can't, or if you forgot, if you forgot, we're not going to kick you out. It's just we still want you to be part of it, but we won't be assigning things to people who don't email us and who don't bring money. We won't be assigning work next week to people who don't let us know or don't keep us in the loop. Sorry. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. It's it is not refundable.
Oh.
However, I don't think that I'm not sure if we can do it starting next week, but it would be tax deductible eventually. Yeah. $10 off the taxes. Yay. All right. So yeah. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Oh yeah. Right. So we are going to be working in the Unity pipeline. We might be working in 3D, or we might be working in the 3D Unity program, but making it appear 2D.
He's just asking what scripting language.
Yeah, but
It's
it's C#. Anyone else? And for those of you who don't know, C# is pretty similar to Java. Also, and I don't know if C# normally comes with garbage collecting, but Unity seems to give it to you anyway. So yeah. And that was like complete gibberish to this 3/4 of the Yeah? Alright, cool. Cool. Anyone else? Alright, so now what happens is your team leads are going to want to get in contact with you and give you some more details about what work to get done over the course of this week. Although once again, if you can, tomorrow is going to be like the craziest dev jam of the semester. It's going to be when a lot of details are getting ironed out. A lot of work's going to get done tomorrow. So if you can make it, that'd be a great one to show up to. And that's from 12 to 5 in LA 5250.
Wait, it's not the library this time?
No. No, we have a real room. We have a real room this time. Yeah.
There's whiteboards on all the walls.
There's whiteboards everywhere. I know. We already have a Facebook event for that.
And it has
Crystal, is it? Okay. Wait. Oh. You were hiding. Yeah.
Is it a possibility to sign up for more than one team?
Yes. The question was, that's a very good question. Is it possible, is it possible to sign up for more than one team? Yes, it is. Don, you still here? Yeah, I love putting you on the spot. Don was on the art and technical team last semester. Got a lot of work done. Got to core in both? Both? No? Core in technical and associate in art. And you'll learn what those mean. So basically reached max level in technical and almost max level in art team. Very useful. Yes, you can. It just is a lot of work because you have to stay in communication with two teams. Not a super easy task. We try to make it easier on you if we can, but it's possible. It's just difficult. Anyone else? Oh, and you can be on the development team and the administration team. Just in case I was